Tatum, Brown, they had it all. Who else had it all? It was Kristaps Porzingis, 23 points, 4 rebounds, and assists. An extremely efficient night shooting the basketball, 7 of 10, 3 of 5 from distance. KP just did it all. Guys, hey, you guys like hoops gear? You guys like hoops gear, yes or no?
Yeah, I love hoops gear.
I was playing basketball today.
You do have Bucket Squad merch, Rob. If I do recall, you do have some Bucket Squad merch. So go ahead, go on Bucket Squad, get some hoops merch. Use code Celtics Weekly, right, Rob? This is a new read for me. Celtics Talk Weekly. Use code Celtics Talk Weekly at checkout for 10% off. I will say they get some fire gear. We're going to take the graphic off here, and Rob has got some shorts. Look at those.
This is part of their all-star collection.
Franco looks like an idiot. But
Justin, come on.
Look at that.
High quality, guys.
So
High
use code Celtics Talk Weekly at checkout. Get 10% off your purchase. Some great gear. Great gear to work out in. Great gear to wear around the house. Great gear to hoop in. Again, code Celtics Talk Weekly for 10% off. Kristaps Porzingis had it rolling tonight. Played pretty solid in that. Was it the Toronto game? Yeah, that's what we played last season. Tonight he came out, played really solid, very efficient from the floor, 23 points. Franco, I'll start with you, my man. What'd you like from KP tonight? Because he was doing it all.
His offensive performance and efficiency is something that the Celtics have direly needed this season. I think that tonight was the first time we've been able to see him find that flow of being able to get those open looks from three-pointer and them actually falling. There was a sense of him having his confidence back. I feel like he's still been kind of teetering back and forth with the injuries. I know that those are lingering ones, and there was a drive, I think it was during the third or fourth quarter, where he got a open fast break layup or a fast break dunk, and I saw Wendell Carter right on his ass, and I thought that I was almost had a stroke when I saw that happen. I think that being able to see him have that durability and almost look like the 100% player, physically healthy, and is going to impact him on the mental side of things. And I think he's starting to really find his groove into the offense. I think we're going to see him starting to participate more and more in games. As I think that I don't think he'll play tomorrow night against the Atlanta Hawks due to the back-to-back, but
they're saying he will.
I won't. Yeah, I don't question it. I think that he should be able to play these games as long as he's.
You just
playing.
did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. You said, I don't know if he'll play in the first. I don't know if he'll play tomorrow because it's a back-to-back. And then I said,
I said, I don't know, but you said that he should. But
2 words.
I didn't say I didn't.
Steve Nash, must-see TV.
I'm getting Charles Barkley down here. I'm fucked. I think that if Kristaps can start to play in more back-to-back games, being more available to this team, not having any restrictions in how he's playing or who he's playing against, I think we'll start to see that all-star and that the third star of the Boston Celtics really start to step up and be able to have these performances. I don't think he'll be considered for an all-star appearance this year, but I think that if he continues this, he can make a case in the late runnings.
Yeah, I'll hop in here and then I'll let you roll through, Seamus, just real quick, just to make this. I love Porzingis. We talk about it all the time. He's the difference maker. He's what puts this team over the edge. Tonight, he spaced the floor very, very efficiently. He knew when to attack. He knew when to pop. It was dynamic. I think defensively, he only had 1 block, but his interior presence was felt. And I agree with the Flowers tonight. I do. I usually do. Tonight specifically, I thought KP. I thought KP was big time for the C's.
Seamus hasn't agreed with one
Kristaps
player.
Porzingis.
So I don't care.
Wait, me?
Yeah, you're the one who makes the graphic.
Me?
I just it's like in the cartoons, you just see the steam roll out of his ears when he's making the graphic. Yeah, Flowers. You don't agree with
No,
a
there's
single
no
player.
other player. You could give. Well, you could have. Well, let's tell the truth here. You wanted to give Tatum the flowers tonight.
I
you
did, but
not?
it's Rob's program, so I let Rob pick player spotlight.
All right, I don't like this joke he's got going on. Someone's got to put Justin in his place. All right.
Someone's got to get to him. He's causing trouble tonight.
But regardless, Kristaps Porzingis or Jason Tatum, they could have both had flowers. They could have both had player of the game tonight because they were both that good. And Kristaps Porzingis, I thought what stood out early and what stood out lately with Kristaps Porzingis that we haven't been able to talk about because of just how bad the Celtics have been playing lately. We haven't been able to talk about anything good. Is really Kristaps. He has been taking advantage of the mismatches down inside the post as of late. And yeah, there's been a couple of occasions where, say against New Orleans, he jacked up 7 3-point attempts to 1 2-point attempt in the first half in that game. But for the most part, Kristaps Porzingis, he's been very effective in really hunting that mismatch and going to work in the post. And really from that, Kristaps cannot. Well, for one, he can score over those guys, right? So everybody's thinking, oh, mismatch, you're going to go up and score over everybody and be one of the most efficient paint scorers in the entire NBA. But really, what that does is when you have a mismatch, teams want to switch off that mismatch and really want to double team that mismatch. And what Kristaps Porzingis draws to himself in those opportunities for the Celtics really is when you have two players hone in on Kristaps and collapse on Kristaps. Well, what does it do? It leaves somebody wide open on the perimeter. And that's actually what we saw in that Denver breakdown about a week or two ago is Kristaps Porzingis. There was a play that, oh yeah, he had a mismatch in the low post and he could have easily taken that matchup down and scored on him. But hey, Russell Westbrook, he helped on that matchup. And then all of a sudden, Drew Holiday wide open from atop the key from the wing for 3. And that was a big 3-point shot in that game because the Celtics, yeah, the Nuggets were hanging around in that game. But then eventually the Celtics pulled away. And that was a possession in that game where the Celtics were able to establish themselves pulling away. As that Kristaps Porzingis mismatch, 2 comes, and Kristaps Porzingis makes the right read, passes out to an open 3. So it's not just Kristaps taking advantage of the mismatch in terms of just scoring. We like to look at his scoring line a lot and the shot distribution with Kristaps, but ultimately just passing out to those easy assists, those easy buckets on the perimeter as well. So really Kristaps, he's been phenomenal in terms of taking advantage of that portion of the game as of late. And really that's what the Celtics got Kristaps for, because not only on the defensive end of the floor, now Kristaps could be a lot better defensively, I will say, than he has been as of late. But defensively, he can still be a shot deterrer, whether it's on the perimeter or really inside the paint. That's really what you're looking at from Kristaps Porzingis. He's that last line of defense for the Boston Celtics on the defensive end of the floor. But really, what the Celtics got him for is his offensive talents and really bringing the entire team around on the offensive end of the floor and just making this team one of the best offensive units in NBA history last year and one of the most prolific 3-point shooting teams last year. That's what the Celtics got Kristaps Porzingis for, is the offensive end of the floor. Yes, he brings a defensive presence as well, being that 7'3" center with his frame, but offensively, he can really affect the game for the Boston Celtics in a way that a lot of centers cannot affect other teams. And Kristaps, we saw in this game him do just that. And really, as of late, he's been able to do that with the Celtics. And it's so odd. People keep bringing up the record with Porzingis. I believe we're 7-8. I know we might be something else with Kristaps Porzingis. I don't know. There's a lot of records people are throwing out right now with the Boston Celtics, but essentially we're 500 with Kristaps Porzingis, which is just a theme with this team as of late. And people want to point to, since Porzingis came back in the lineup, maybe is Porzingis a problem? And ultimately, I just think that's just a fallacy in terms of, is it Porzingis who affect? No, Porzingis makes this team substantially better. And just because the Celtics have a putrid record since he came back on the floor, that's merely a coincidence for how the Celtics have been playing as of late and not a direct result of Porzingis. Now, yes, he's had some clunkers here and there, but for the most part, Porzingis, he's been a bright spot for the Celtics team. And when he's playing at his best, he affects the game like no other center can around the league, and especially for the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, I just want to address that point because that's a great point on the Porzingis and the record and the correlation, because there was an Instagram post that went up, and I think I think when Porzingis has been in the game in playing and active, I think it's brought a sense of complacency out of the Celtics team. Nice. Porzingis is here. We're good. We got KP, right? And I think Porzingis kind of has that, oh, I'm back in. I'm the, and I think everyone just gets a little complacent when KP's there. He's the comfortable guy. He settles everyone down a little bit. And I think that's kind of shown recently. But again, tonight he was there and they were paid attention to details and showed up, and it was a much different story, guys. However, let's talk about tomorrow night, because we're gonna be right back here against the Atlanta Hawks, guys. Now, again, we want to see this thing carry over. What are you looking at or looking most forward to against the Atlanta Hawks?
Well, first and foremost, moving on to the Atlanta game, but staying on the point of Kristaps Porzingis, it's sounding like, I'm on Celtics Twitter right now, it's sounding like Kristaps Porzingis is interested in playing tomorrow. It sounds like there's a more likely chance he will play tomorrow. It's not a guaranteed yet, but it's sounding like there's an opportunity for him to suit up and play tomorrow, which I'm not sure we've seen yet this season. Kristaps Porzingis playing in back-to-back games. So I'll be really interested to see how specifically Kristaps Porzingis plays tomorrow, if he does end up suiting up and is available to give it a go tomorrow. So definitely going to keep my eye on Kristaps Porzingis if he is playing.